So, any apologies? Isabel, obviously.
Yeah. Everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
You can't say no because your mum will tell you more.
Sure.
Declarations of interest?
Nope.
None. Minutes of the previous meeting?
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, be happy with them?
Yeah.
We need to get them signed then.
Yeah,
Yep.
could I have a proposer, seconder and
I'll propose.
Second.
all agreed?
Yes.
Could you initial? Oh, look at this.
Well prepared.
I find it's easy to work off paper.
But
I don't know what you read, 21, isn't it?
yeah, could you initial the bottom of each page, please, except the ones you want to sign?
Okay. Let's call it a £5.50. Right, transactions for payment. Presumably we've all had a look.
Yeah,
Yeah. Come back, you mustn't quite.
I have had a look at it. Thank you, Edward.
We've got cement to come back again, hasn't it?
Yeah,
That's the last one,
Yeah.
as far as I'm aware.
that's what I was going to ask.
That
you,
was
is
the
that
last big
bit?
order, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not aware
big
of
order.
anything, yeah.
Well, that was the one for all of the, when we had to order the large amount for all the play equipment and stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And there's no more installations going on. is
There
there?
will be a few more invoices before next week's meeting. I haven't got all the dues in yet.
Is what it is. And the subscriptions described, is that a monthly fee or quarterly?
No, you know we agreed, or you agreed the cemeteries,
Yeah.
scribe cemeteries, it's £29 a month plus 150 set-up fee, but they billed us all in one go.
Okay.
So that's for the forthcoming year.
Okay, the one I've got to ask about is obviously the herbicide pesticides.
Where's that one?
Spalding auction.
About midway down.
No, it's actually for rose food.
Oh, okay.
It
Yes,
just
they are
goes
little
in
bits,
herbicides. Sorry,
right.
yeah, for the rose garden in
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. A lot of black bags in two different places.
Yes, that's because they're two different sizes. So
Oh,
Parks team have a certain size for their
yeah.
bins,
Mhm.
and the litter picker has a different size, and they just all happen to run out together. And we buy them through Amazon because they're cheaper.
Cleaning and cleaning equipment
Um,
for the fifth from the bottom,
for
£110.
cleaner, yeah.
Okay.
That's just a regular stock up, isn't it? Presumably.
No, it's the cleaner.
Cleaners' wages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah, you've got
that's
one
fair
for
enough.
the actual materials and then
Yeah,
Yeah.
one for the, yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah. So you've got two. You've got Spalding Cleaning Services. They clean our windows here, and you've got LC, which is the cleaner.
Yep.
And the one-stop alarms.
One stop alarm is because they had issues with the dialer of the alarm in the cemetery,
Right.
and it keeps dialing out, and it's costing a small fortune, so it's being looked into.
That's all I have to say.
That's it for me. So we're happy with the 12659?
Oh,
So,
15852.
sorry. I've got that.
15852, that's the latest one. That's the one. Should be 1585263.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll propose it.
I'll second.
Agreed.
Roger. Partly card bill. If you've seen it already, you'll probably notice that there's a late payment fee on there,
Mm.
and that happens because of timings to get the Barclaycard bill paid and the full council meeting to approve all the Barclaycard payments.
Can
We
we
haven't,
change our date?
I don't know, we do have a suggestion, and that we put to full council that the chair of finance and the chairman of the council, or vice chairman of the council, can authorise the Barclaycard statement, so that we don't keep incurring,
Well,
It's
yeah.
an agenda item further down, so.
sorry,
Sorry,
well, I have read it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the party card statement.
It's in the folder.
Yeah, I'm going in.
It's not a lot of money.
No.
There we go.
Most of it is just our IT software, isn't it, really, too?
Yeah, IT staff and the bin bags that you were just talking about.
Yeah.
And one stop, £6, which I think was for tea and coffee, etc.
We've got three
Stop to that.
one stops, haven't we? Yeah.
All happy with that then?
Okay.
I'll propose it then.
I'll second.
All agreed?
And the bank reg?
Bank rec I changed slightly just a minute ago, so I only added £1.07. So if you want to, this is what should be done, is you can see when you've got screen here. So the actual Barclays bank statement is, can you see this? 3,151.20, 3,151.20. Then we've got the deposit account, which is 463907, 463907. Then we've got, these are just where we put the deposit in. The actual bank statement is 31,792.84, 2,192.84, and then the investment, which is 57,945.64, 57,945.64. So would somebody like to just sign that off for me? That you all agree, you've seen
Is
the
it fit anybody? Or?
should be a little bit,
Yeah.
but, yeah, it is top here, sorry.
There you go. So who's proposing seconding that?
Hang on.
I'll second.
Everybody agreed?
Yes.
So, made payments and outstanding receipts and monthly budget review. So, we've got an uncashed payments transfer for a total of £5.74, sundries and cleaning office supplies.
Right, do you want me to explain what that is?
Yes, please.
That is where you agree the payments, but it's a Barclaycard payment,
Yeah.
so it's effectively hasn't come through on the statement, so it becomes uncashed.
Okay. And then uncashed receipts, transfers. That's the transfers to CCLA,
Yeah.
which you had to do 4 times, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And then comparison of receipts and payments against the flex budget. In this model, it should show any overspending, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Which presumably does that come out as a negative figure on here then, or a positive?
Well,
Negative, isn't it? I think.
if you look at, sorry, I've gone up too far. if you look at the park, for instance.
Carter's
um,
Park.
Yeah. Sorry, it's not very good the way this flicks through. So if you look at
Repairs and maintenance
play
of play equipment,
you
yeah.
can see, sorry, it's either goes up too fast or down too fast for me to see. So it shows you the first highlighted column that you've got on your tablets. It shows you what the actual budget is for the year.
Mhm.
The column to the right of that shows year to date, and that's where I've allotted the budget. Some things are monthly, some things are quarterly.
Mhm.
And then the second yellow, highlighted yellow one, shows what we've spent so far.
So go by that then, with 2,900 on pounds over budget then.
For play equipment.
For where we should be in the year,
Yeah.
and also over budget for the whole
Yeah.
Mm.
yearly budget as well.
It's a bit worrying that.
But then our overall, we're £18,000 better off for where we should be in the year, aren't we?
Okay.
So, under budget.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
It's just looking at.
200% accurate because you've got to.
It also depends on how we've split the costs within the budget, because obviously you just done it based on how we used to do it, but that might mean that some areas are over budget, but we've
Mhm.
got leftover funds in other areas, so
Yeah.
we'll just have to keep an eye and see if there's any
I think that we should
glaringly
get
obvious.
in the habit of not having left, if we have leftover budget, then it's gone. It shouldn't be used for something else.
It can be allocated
Yeah.
into reserves, can't it?
Yeah.
And allocated to something specific.
Yeah, yeah.
Project.
Rather than people just thinking that they can spend it.
Yeah, good idea.
So are we all happy with that?
Yeah.
Approve on a second?
We don't, it's just a review, so
Okay.
and then it's just the payments and.
Payments, yeah? We want a green zone, I think that's the advantage. There's a lot of money in it,
It used to be more.
did it?
Has that levelled out now with that? Picking up things down.
Levelled out with,
Engine.
yeah, they're giving us new wheelie bins with locks on. Because there's been some issues with dodgy wheels and things. So
Mhm.
Okay, but it's improving.
We seem to spend a lot of money with Chiswick Hire.
Right, yes, that is something that is on the agenda for next time, because there's a certain piece of equipment that they hire in, the post hole borer, and it's a new one, or a one,
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
about £900, I believe.
And it's quite regularly used,
But
isn't
it is
it?
quite regularly used, so although we don't have a budget for that, we're spending, we've only got to hire it in sort of 12 times in the course of a year-ish. And
Good.
But we have no plans for installation of any more stuff for the
we've
time
still
being.
got Galahad and
Mm.
some other bits to go in.
The problem is if you're gonna continue to
And
develop
we
the
bought
areas
one
in the
before and It
future.
wasn't suitable and it was meant to be replaced when we did that.
Right.
It was, the one that was bought before was only
Wasn't
about
suitable.
£100,
Yeah.
and it got
So,
broken
right.
because it wasn't manual.
But that got sent back and we claimed the money back.
Yeah. So as long as we do our research properly, get enough quotes in,
Yes.
I think.
But weigh the feasibility of how much future stuff we've got to do.
But then I suppose there's future stuff for all years, isn't it? If we're gonna continue to develop the areas, then, I mean, for trees and for anything,
You don't need
Please.
a post hole borer for trees.
depends on the size of the tree.
We're not going to be buying that big a tree.
So if it's, I'll gender it for next month and I get some quotes.
Well, we need to look at what work we've got to do and then weigh up the options, surely.
Yeah.
The next one I was going to pick up was all the payments that go to Tom Woods.
Right, do you want this, do you want to ask away and I will
Okay.
endeavour, so this is May. There we go.
So £60.98.
No, that's- When date's that?
12th
12th of,
May.
oh, that's showing June, sorry.
They're all 12th of May.
They're all 12th of May. Got the wrong month here. Are you sure that's what I think it's picked it up from another month.
Okay, don't worry, they're not big sums. I presume most of it's just.
Let me find it on here, Rick, and then I can look it up actually, to see what it was. Oh, I've got no internet. Can you show me on there? And then I can- £60.98. Tomwood Home Hardware. Okay.
Sorry.
You said
No, it's just, I can't see, why, I understand why I can't see it on this.
Yeah, it says 12th of May on the dates for the payments,
Yeah.
but
It's saying on a different thing.
Because that's, oh, wait a minute. It's probably because it's added two together,
oh,
that's
is
what
it a
it
collection
is.
of, yeah,
Yeah, it's added, that
because
system
it's
is
just
added
part of
two
sundries,
together.
so I presume it's,
That's the bolts
Yeah.
and things like that.
So, yeah, it's moved stuff out because one is cleaning of the war memorial. Do you
is that
recall
2389?
That's 29.15, 34.98,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got 23.24 for May. Oh, that's back on now. 64.98.
Yeah.
6098.
60.
Yeah.
60.98. There we go, Tom Woods, direct transfer. Right, this is where, this is an April invoice, that's why. Do you remember when I said to you, the system defaults it to payments and receipts?
Yeah.
So. Right. So this is what happens with it. It splits it then out to be different amounts because it will put the amounts together that are, say, for the park and the amounts that are for the cemetery will split up. So the Tomwood invoices on there was, one invoice was for the alarm,
Yeah.
switches and nuts and washers for the alarm. Then we had some irrigation, £50 for irrigation, sprinkler bits at Carter's Park, and a bit for the cemetery tap. Then we had 3 mortise keys. That was for the little vicar, for where he keeps his barrow. Not barrow,
Wheel
gear
it.
access. And then there was another bill for a fork handle, paint, wet and dry paper and blue sockets, and that was for tool repairs, benches in the cemetery and electrical repair to the Kubota. And another one which was masonry drills and tap washers.
What was that to the Kubota?
That was... No, what was it to do with the Kubota? It was inks socket blue.
Bear in mind, how much long come back from being serviced and all that stuff.
It was a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
3 months ago. So, what did you put on? Repair. Electrical repair Kubota, £2.08. And I think that is it for
Okay.
Tomwood on that.
And then the other one I was going to query was the grant to South Holland Parish voluntary, whatever it is.
Oh, that's the voluntary car scheme, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, which we always contribute to.
Okay,
We have to do so.
fair enough. Anybody else?
No?
And then we got the receipts list. I didn't see, have anything on there, so. Any issues?
No, nothing.
No.
What's wrong with the internet in here today?
Sorry?
What's wrong with the internet
Well,
today?
it's never very good for you.
No,
I'm
we're
getting
getting
terrible
the...
signal.
Yeah,
I know I'm not hooked into your internet, but generally
Oh, I
I'm
see.
Oh yeah, my
fine.
internet's been going on and off recently.
I'm sure we'll open the
Yeah, I'm
pages.
not particularly good signal on mine.
So next one then is the financial risk assessment. Jan's put together for us. I've gone through it and I can't see anything wrong anywhere. It's quite good to me.
I did go through it, but what were the key things that you've changed? Because I picked up on most of them, but just so I'll make sure I don't miss anything.
I'm just trying to think about it.
I mean, there's things that refer to the committees and stuff now, whereas obviously we didn't have that before, so that's all been changed. Hasn't the
It says
limit been changed to 3,000 rather than 1,000 for
yeah, because that was to do with Rick's
procurement policy? Yeah.
But I changed, I made it that somebody apart from the chairman, so every month, like Rick's just verified the bank.
Yeah.
So you'll each do it at different, next time Rick
Yeah.
won't do it,
Yeah.
somebody else will. Then that's just to prevent any fraud, so that you can actually see what's there.
Can I ask why the 3,000? Why that number?
I'll get to that in a minute, sorry. I think... petty guarantee, petty cash, monthly reconciliation prepared and checked, that's that. Outlook 1 through 7, keeping proper financial records, that. Budgets. I don't think we changed anything else, that was on the procurement, wasn't it, Greg?
The 3,000, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
wasn't on this.
And then it's just married up in this, isn't it? So.
Mm.
I think that was in the,
Sort of adopted the Mablethorpe financial policy, haven't we? And adapted it for our use, or Jan did.
I suppose the thing is, if it's £1,000, you've got a massive gap between 1,000 and 25, haven't you? A lot of variation there. But
Yeah, I'm just mindful, you know, because I want to make sure we still ensure that everything comes to the table.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that
It will.
because the difference is 253,000 is 3 quotes if it's possible, and then over 3,000 is absolutely definitely you need
Yeah.
written quotes, don't you?
Okay.
So you'll still be doing. You have to do that word that I
Due
can't pronounce.
diligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
yeah, and I think, did we change, sorry, I'm struggling with this because it's on a live thing and it's not very live, is it? Yeah, so any spend over 250, over 250 and below 1,000 has to be approved and has to have 3,
If possible.
if possible, but that's not always possible if it's short. How I'm doing it personally is that if I need to spend any money, even within my spend budget, I get 2 people to approve what I'm about to spend.
Yeah.
And obviously that is definite over 250. So the financial risk assessment, sorry, go back to that. Could I have a proposal and a second, please?
Yeah, please.
I'll second it.
All agreed?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Yeah, sorry.
And and that's the financial regulations as well, yeah?
All 15 pages.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So we need to agree to sign the direct debit mandate for the utility bidder for electricity for Coober.
You've already agreed to take the contract out, it was just we didn't do the direct debit at the same
Okay,
time.
all right.
Yep. I'll oppose.
I'll second.
Thank you. Everybody agree?
Are they taking on all our utilities?
No,
Just-
it's
just- yeah.
just, yeah, one electricity account.
Because obviously, Oak Bank Pavilion, utilities come through here as well.
We
Can
need
they be reviewed?
We'll agenda it for another time.
Yes,
then,
please.
Yeah. So everybody's agreed to that, yeah?
So the next one then is to recommend to full council a procurement policy.
The only question I had was, what happens with regulating spends under 250? I know they're obviously minimal, but if there's loads of little ones that build up,
Soon add up.
it does soon add up.
It does, yeah.
I mean, I do like the idea of what Jan does when she authorises it with 2 other councillors. Just in day-to-day runnings of things.
So it depends what it is, doesn't it?
if I go and buy tea and coffee and things, I don't, then
Yeah.
that's,
But if it's something more substantial, then
because that's just a day-to-day.
Yeah, it's just a day-to-day expense, isn't it?
it just depends how we draw that line, doesn't it? Where, because doing it with monetary values, obviously 250 is a substantial amount, so that's fine.
Yeah,
But if you're buying something for 50 quid, 3 times a week or something like that, for example, then that's going to build up just the same.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I think to begin with, we'll just have to monitor it, won't we?
Yeah.
And then if it starts seeing that we're spending X amount every week or every month with somebody, then we need to do something about it, don't we? We did this because of the cement cost, didn't we?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Because that should have all, well, obviously been in budget originally, didn't
Yeah. I mean, it will cover most things, won't it, that are important. It's just anything else. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. I think we'll just review it and see how it goes, and then if we need to do any more tweaking with it.
Yeah. Well, it's a live document, so we can tweak it whenever
Yeah.
we need to, can't we? As long as we get,
Yeah, but I think this is a lot easier to read and understand this than going through the financial regulations and understanding about the quoting and stuff like that. It gives it a bit more
Yeah.
detail of how we actually need to be doing things. But I think as long as everybody reads it, I think this is going to full council, isn't it, anyway?
Yeah, and you'll need to change, just amend standing orders to reflect it. 'Cause
Reflect it.
It contradicts standing orders
Yeah.
slightly at the moment.
Yeah, as long as everybody reads it, understands it, follows it.
so I'll propose it. Cool.
All agreed?
Yeah.
To recommend to full council to reappoint Lawley Davey as the council's internal auditor.
Second.
All agreed?
Yeah.
Going back to 3 hours ago then, partly car payment. When the due date conflicts with the full council meeting to avoid late payment, please.
We've got to do something about that because late payments are never good for anyone.
No,
Right.
they're not.
And if you do it every month, it's 150 quid a year that we're losing, isn't it? So,
Plus your credit record's going down as a council.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, because that'll go on Equifax straight away, won't it?
Yeah, we don't want that.
So your proposal is?
Proposed is that Chair, Vice Chair or myself approve the Bartley car bill for payment when it's due and not wait until
And if something major flags up, you call an emergency meeting?
after, yeah.
Are we amending the agenda item then, because it says finance
Yeah,
committee?
so we need to agree to
Yeah.
amend, so first thing is to agree to amend the agenda item.
Mhm.
Does everybody, can I have a proposer and a seconder for that, please?
I'll propose it.
Yeah, certainly. I'm just wondering that, as we are a
All
committee
agreed?
with, sorry,
Yeah,
as we are a committee with powers, and that's the whole point of the committee, why
Mhm.
can't we have our own powers to say, stupid, let's get it done? You know, I don't get it. We're breaking our own code of conduct really by late payment fees.
We are, I think, we had this discussion with Jan, me and Stephen did, and we came up with a bit of a checklist for things that would need to go to full council. That's why we've now done things to discuss, to agree, to recommend. Anything that's kind of a large procedural change in how we run things generally as a council would have to go to full council. And because we're giving somebody authority to agree something, that authority, delegated power, can only come from full council.
So we go to full council to say that this committee can change the date.
no, it's not that. That's not what the agenda item is. The agenda item is that if most months the Barclay card bill is due to be paid after full council meeting, but once or twice a year it's due to be paid either on the day of the meeting or before. So when that happens, then full council gives delegated powers to this committee, or Rick's asked for an amendment that it be the chair of the finance committee and the chair of the council, whoever they are, to give me the authority to pay the Barclay card bill, which could be £50 or could be £900. So it's
But
because
it's not all
it's
year, is it?
it's
Twice.
not,
Couple of times a year.
maybe even
Less.
not once a year,
Yeah,
but
but
it's
it can
just just to happen.
Does it always happen after the finance meeting, or would that be variable as
Yeah,
well?
this month's bill is, I think, June. This one is due by the 15th of July.
So you wouldn't get it.
So the meeting's the 12th, so as long as I pay it on the 13th,
Yeah.
it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So would we be able to have it as the finance committee do it, or is it best to do?
I thought it would be better for
Yeah.
chairs. Yeah, no names.
So on
Just a
those
position.
months when
Mhm.
there's an issue,
Because then it can just be done quickly.
Yeah.
And it's not a regular thing, is it?
No,
It's just-
and Stephen's around every day anyway, because
Yeah.
he's just across the road. And I'm lazy, don't work, so I'm usually at home most days.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
So when it crops up,
But obviously, if we sign off anything, we'll have to send an email out to the finance team to say what we've done and why we've done it. And that's not a hassle, is it?
no, it can go to, or it can email to full council with
Yeah,
a
yeah.
copy of the bill just to say what's
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then it won't be on the agenda because it can't be paid.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So how Rick's proposed.
No, Eddie did, didn't he?
No, that was for the amendment, sorry.
For the actual
Okay,
ones.
Seconder for that?
Yeah.
Does everybody agree?
Yeah.
So, to review this year's budget,
Mhm.
I haven't got any paperwork for that.
It was only what you put out.
Oh, okay,
I
Sorry.
emailed you, but I did that today.
you are, you're the only one. So, I didn't want anything back until
Yeah,
end of the
just-
month anyway,
Yeah,
to be
no, that's
honest.
fine.
I'm just keen to make sure that,
I want you aware what was in our heads.
Yeah.
you know.
Do you want it by beginning of August or?
End of August.
End of August.
End
Oh,
of
that's all right.
August.
So
and then we can do
Okay.
another cut between then and
Yeah,
the end of December, because we've got to have this in place for January, haven't we?
yeah,
Going by what Lark says.
Mhm.
So,
that's fine.
because obviously we don't know how much we're going to be spending next year, do we?
Yep.
So, and obviously urgent projects are going to take priority over everything else, aren't they?
Mhm.
Especially if they're health and safety related.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's had a copy of this.
We did, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
We did this year's budgets
Yeah.
within the other one.
So, proposer and a seconder? I'll propose.
Mhm.
Second,
Yeah, I'll second.
Thank you.
everybody agree?
Well, you just proposed it to review it.
The committee's to fill in that.
Oh, actually,
Budget
we
one.
don't-
Oh, right,
actually, no, it
Oh,
was
to
to
review.
agree to review, yeah,
Yeah.
so we didn't need that.
Okay.
So,
And then, for this transparency issue, just to review 10 financial transactions every month on a random basis.
Told you.
Yeah.
yeah, so
Any transaction.
on
Any 10
that, on the
transactions.
payment list that I've given you
Yeah.
for this month, that 15,000, you can ask to see the invoice that backs it up on 10 transactions.
And the purchase register.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything.
Mhm.
And who's
Well,
going
that's
to
all
be doing
we've
that?
got at the moment this month.
I'm quite happy to volunteer to do it, but
You
if
can
I'm
do it,
taking
you
one
can ask me
to
for them now as a committee if you want.
Mhm.
If
Are
you
we
want.
doing it in the finance
Yeah, we
meetings?
can do it in the finance
Yeah, yeah.
meeting, then it's
A bit like what we
recorded
did
and-
with the other
Yeah.
payments just now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just need to make sure we get at least 10.
Yeah.
So,
So we can all pick a couple each, can't we?
yeah, which would you like to pick?
We're doing it now.
No, we've done them. We've done the ones we want to do.
Yeah.
I think done the ones.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
quite a few anyway, but we
Yeah.
got to 10. So.
It's
Yeah.
better if we do it off of the payment list
Yeah.
Rather than the check register.
rather than the previous list, because this is actually relates directly to
Yeah, so
what you're agreeing to
I'll
pay.
propose that.
Okay.
Will we do that every meeting?
Every meeting without fail, yeah.
Yeah.
Second.
Thank you.
Propose.
So that will become an agenda item.
Yeah. Yeah, proposer,
I did.
I see.
sorry, second.
Eddie did.
Well, who proposed?
I did.
Right, sorry.
It's a comedy
He's got many to
sketch.
choose from.
Yeah. So any items for next agenda?
I think that, well, we've already put a couple on.
Someone can't do enough for that.
Mm-hmm.
I read that's Thursday, Friday, I had a discussion at the next agenda.
There's probably.
What?
We've got 5:35 live.
Would we, oh no, that's end of August, wasn't it? I was just thinking about reviewing budget plan and stuff. Is there anything that's come in? Take a look.
Review budget, I think that we can do that every month. can't
Yeah.
Should
And then
we?
if there's any planning stuff that's come in for, budget planning stuff that's come in for the following year, we can just take a look at that and
Yeah.
make sure everything's estimated
Yeah.
correctly.
So come December, then you're gonna, for bigger projects, you're gonna be looking at your 3 quadrants and reason why do we need to go out to tender,
Yeah.
which some things we will need to, won't we?
we?
So,
Done.
I like the date for the next month, next meeting. I think the whole country will be on holiday for the next 3 months.
For 3 months?
After everything's been lifted, everyone just go
Oh,
away.
2nd of August, yeah.
So, everybody happy with the 2nd of August
Yeah.
at 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I was trying to think where I was then.
You've got to do work, yeah. No,
Well,
Thank
plenty
you.
of film my time, thank you.
I'll stop the report.
Thank you very much.
so that was nice, I call the meeting to an end then.
Thank you.